All right. Afternoon again, everybody. We have Juan here with us now. We're going to go ahead and get started as we usually do here at the facility. We'll start with Jovan.
Juan, we saw the California Classic. You get that ovation from the crowd and then showing up in the Kobe jersey. What was that moment like for you? And yeah, kind of the bookend to your tenure with the Warriors.
It was incredible. Actually, when we were leaving home, I asked my girlfriend, I'm like, you think I'm doing too much putting this jersey on? Because I still have so much respect for that organization and for the fans. Obviously, I'm from there. I grew up a Warriors fan. But, I mean, things change, teams change. And I'm a Kobe fan. Like, that's my favorite player ever. So, ultimately, it felt right. So then seeing the fans, give me such an ovation and cheer for me, it was an incredible feeling. It's something I'll never forget. It reminded me of all the love that, I had there and I still have there. So it was pretty cool.
You've spent the last couple of years of the career finding your fit around those superstars in Golden State. What do you think about your skill set translates to the situation you'll be coming into here?
To be honest, without sounding arrogant, I think my skill set translates to any team. I think what I do is so versatile, and I think I can fit on any team. I think I can guard 1 through 5. I'll do whatever it takes to win, and when I say whatever, I mean that to the core of it. I'll dive over scores tables, I'll rebound, whatever it takes. And so I think I can find a place on any team. Ultimately, my energy, the way I approach my craft, I think it's infectious. I think I can be the bright spot, Not that any team needs a bright spot, but I think I can bring that positivity on a day-to-day basis. And that's a skill in itself. I'm not even talking about basketball stuff. Just who I am as a player, as a teammate, as a human being, I think I can find a place on any team. Now, in regards to basketball, like I said, I can guard multiple positions. I can play multiple positions on the offensive end. I think I'm a very cerebral player. You only have to teach me things one time. I can remember plays from every position. So I think I can fit on any team. And then, just being able to have the opportunity to play with a guy like LeBron, who is an extremely smart player, very talented player. I think I can complement him in a lot of ways.
A lot of the guys have talked about their defensive ability being a big thing that they've talked with Darvin about, with Rob, I guess. Is that sort of, you talk about being able to guard 1 through 5? Do you think that was the biggest thing that the Lakers wanted out of you on the court?
I think it's one of the bigger things for sure. Coach Ham, he really emphasizes, how we're going to play defense, how we're going to get after it. And I think that's who I am. That's the culture that I want to be in. That's the culture I want to be a part of. I'm a gritty player. I'm a grimy player. Like I said, I'll do whatever it takes to win. I mean that. So I think I just fit that, that mentality and that, that vibe he's trying to set.
Well, having said you're a Kobe Bryant fan, what does it mean now to actually play the same organization, same place where he won 5 championships, established himself as one of the best ever?
It's really cool. I mean, this is somebody I've admired and I wanted to be like. I was one of those kids who, my teacher's telling me to sit down because I'm shooting paper balls in the trash, yelling Kobe. So to be able to, put on the same jersey that Kobe donned, I mean, it's all a part of the story. Playing at home was really cool. Now being able to play for such a storied franchise, how many championships do they have here in LA? 13, 17 total, but here in LA, 13, right?
History.
I'll make sure I know that one. But this journey can be so long, and you can get lost in it. So these small victories, this is a small victory for me, just to even be able to put on a Lakers jersey. I know how the fans feel about the Lakers. I know how the world feels about the Lakers. It's not something that I take lightly. I mean, it's very gratifying. And like I said, it's just another small victory in my journey, so hopefully I can win a championship in the Lakers jersey. That would be that would be a huge victory, as opposed to just putting on the jersey and, feeling honored to put on the jersey. Hopefully, we can follow in Kobe's footsteps and, win some championships here. I can be a part of that.
We'll go to Zoom, Mike Trudell.
Hey, Juan, you just mentioned some of the Lakers, kind of the glitz and glamour, but the fans have also always seemed to really appreciate grinding and just hardworking type players. And wondered, has that always been a part of your game? Did that evolve from Marquette to playing in the Mexican League and going through the G League? How has that been a part of your game, and how do you think that could flow out of next season?
I'm from East Oakland, Mike. I think that's just who I am. I think that's what took me to Marquette. That's why I was accepted in that culture there. That's why I was able to, grind my way from Mexico through the G League, now into the NBA. I think that's just my DNA. So that's why, I'm extremely confident when I say that's what you're going to get from me as a player. That's not something I pick and choose to be every day. That's just who I am. That's what I wake up to do every day, is just to compete, to play hard. I know what it looks like to be on the outside looking in. And when I say on the outside looking in, it's outside of the NBA, hoping and dreaming to be in this league. And so I'm extremely grateful to have a job in this league. And I approach my craft that way every day. I don't want nobody to take my job from me. So that's just who I am. I'm gonna wake up and get after it every day, and I'm gonna compete. I can't promise that I'm gonna make 1,000 shots. I can't promise that I'm gonna get every rebound, but I'm gonna compete every day, and I'm gonna go out there and try to win every game.
Christos on Zoom.
Hey Juan, hope you're doing well. First of all, congratulations on your new step. From a championship caliber team like Warriors to another championship caliber team, the Lakers. Can you feel the vibe, the championship vibe in the building, in the team, and how excited you are about this new step?
Yeah, man, being able to play for these two organizations, it doesn't get better than this. I mean, these are both the Warriors. They are what they are, but now to be a part of the Lakers, like I said, the history here, the great players who've come through here. I mean, even when they sent me over options to choose my number, the options were very limited. Why? Because there's so many numbers that are retired here, So just to be able to be amongst greatness is something that I cherish. It's something, like I said, when I wake up every day, I compete. And part of competing for me is to try to be better than I was the day before. So, just to be a part of greatness, and there's a standard, I feel like, in this building. Everybody knows what greatness looks like. And so I want to come here and be a part of that. I don't want to be a guy who just passed through. I want people to remember me, as a part of this organization in the years that I was here. I want fans to remember JTA. I remember when he played for the Lakers. He gave it, his all. He competed. They won a championship. Whatever the story will be, I just want people to remember me for being me and, being a hard worker and a competitor.
Brian Kamenetsky on Zoom.
Hey, Juan, you've mentioned, culture a few times. And I know, everything that's been written about you, said about you in Golden State was that you were a really important part of that and a really positive contributor to that culture that they have there. How important is it to you to kind of drive that? Is it something that you kind of think about consciously, or is it kind of like you were referring to, if you sort of be yourself, you end up contributing to it, if you kind of understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I think the idea itself, it's just natural for me, but when I was at Marquette, Buzz Williams, there's a quote, I'll never forget, that he told me one day when I was having trouble there. He told me the best man you can, or the best guy you can be, is an everyday guy. To wake up and do the same thing every day, be consistent, so the people around you, they know what they're getting from you. They can count on you. And so, I think everything matters in life. Some people think whatever, you wake up and you get on your phone right away, and that doesn't matter. That stuff matters. I try to have some peaceful time in the morning. I try to, not to go off on a tangent, but my point being is I think everything matters. And, for me, culture is very important. You got to set the tone. That's how you create championship, DNA. Everybody's coming in, they're falling in line. This is how we're going to do it. This is what we're going to do. And, we're going to hope for the best with this outcome. And so, when I came into Golden State, I had a hard time like accepting like that people like looked at me as a culture guy. Cause I'm like, I don't really play. I don't have no resume, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, some of that stuff doesn't matter. People respect you, you know, for being who you are. And who am I? I'm an everyday guy. So part of it's natural, but like I said, after I learned how to, you know, channel that energy and, you know, be intentional with it, then that's when I, you know, learned how to be, you know, everyday guy. And that's when I learned how to be me. And I think people appreciate that about me. And, you know, I think that's what, you know, Rob and Coach Ham have, you know, they appreciate about me. And that's why I'm here, because, you know, my reputation and, you know, reputations don't happen by accident. So, you know, I wake up and I earn that reputation to be a hard worker, you know, and be a culture guy, you know. There's skill in that. It's hard to do that. So, you know, I take pride in that.
Cool, thank you.
Follow up with Kyle.
I think my question is a little bit related to the questions that have been asked, but you know, you were a part of that Warriors team that took that jump from, you know, the play-in, scrapping to obviously the top. Besides, you know, players who were healthy and available for your team, what was the biggest change you witnessed in that year gap? Because obviously, I think the Lakers would like to make a similar jump. What was the biggest change you witnessed that you think can be replicated on a team like the Lakers?
I think, you know, I don't want to keep talking about the Warriors, but, you know, I got a lot of respect for that organization. You know, shout out to Bob and Steve and those guys. You know, they put a good supporting cast around, you know, the guys. The unicorns are going to be the unicorns. You know, Steph's going to be Steph, Clay's going to be Clay, and, you know, the guys who are the guys are going to be their guys. LeBron's going to be who LeBron's going to be. AD's going to be AD. You know, I think it's up to the rest of us, you know, to support them, you know, have their back every day. 82 games it's a long season. And we can't just count on those guys to go out and win games for us every day. Now, can we count on them to put us in position to win games? Of course. You know, can we lean on them? Of course. But at some point, you know, they have to be able to lean on us. And I think, you know, that's just what it is. Everybody, you know, this past year, my championship year, everybody bought into their roles. Everybody accepted who they were. And everything was just in harmony. You know, we were cohesive, you know, throughout the year. Even though we had some injuries here and there, it was like next man up. And everybody just supported one another. Everybody left their egos at the door. And so, you know, the vibe that I've been getting from the guys that I've been meeting, the guys that I know, you know, I feel like, you know, we can replicate that. You know, we got a lot of competitors. Like I said, LeBron's going to be LeBron. You know, we just got to come in and support him and have his back every day. And, you know, he can count on me to do that. I'll always have his back as long as I'm on his team, you know. So, like I said, I'm an everyday guy, and y'all can count on me to be that every day.
No question.